got the keys in hand. Michigan trees turning red and tan. V8 thunder under his feet. Wrangler 392, it's time to eat. Ribbons of asphalt calling his name. Grin so wide he's winning the game. Vroom vroom goes the heart of the beast. Rolling west where the sun won't see. Some man, a jeep, a simple plan. Out on the road is where the healing began. Each mile pass makes them feel whole. They say road trips are good for the soul. California waits, but he's on track. Freedom whispers, you're so back. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
The Truck Show. We're gonna show you what we know. We're gonna answer what the truck, 'cause truck rhymes with the Truck Show. We have the lifted, we have the lowered, and everything in between. We'll talk about trucks that run on diesel, electricity, and on gasoline. The Truck Show, the Truck Show, the Truck Show. Oh, oh.
It's the Truck Show with your host, Holman.
The Truck Show podcast and Holman's Redemption Run Road Trip is brought to you by some great sponsors like AMSOIL. You can go to AMSOIL.com, get yourself the best synthetics, or if you need a knife to go along with your truck, Kershaw Knives. Kershaw Knives can be found at kershaw.kiusa.com. And of course, OVR Magazine. Go to OVRmag.com and get yourself a digital or print subscription. Use our discount code and get yourself a discount. Please help me to keep the Truck Show podcast free by leaving reviews on Apple and Spotify, and also by supporting our sponsors. What's up, everybody? I am in Iowa. So, it's been a long day. Did a bunch of stuff in Detroit today with Auburn Hills, met with some members of the Jeep team. Had just, this whole trip's been crazy. Had some great meetings at AEV, some other great Jeep meetings, and just a lot going on. But I wanted to give you an update on my way home, and I'm in the Jeep. Just got filled up here somewhere right on the Iowa side of the Iowa-Illinois border at I-80. I didn't have quite enough range to make it to the I-80 truck stop, but that's my next stop to get a Frosty Dr. Pepper. And I've put 649 miles on the Jeep. So we're going to keep heading down the freeway, but I figured I would kind of talk about my first impressions now that I have 600 miles on it. I left Detroit today with 243 miles on it. I picked it up from AEV with 19 miles on it. Tried to do a ton of around town stop and go, that sort of thing to just, get it broken in. I'll roll down the window here. Well, it sounds so good. So I'm going to get back on the freeway, be able to accelerate a little bit because past the 500, but I'm not going to go wide open throttle quite yet. So that was just about 4,500 RPM and like 3/4 throttle. It's so silly. So you're probably thinking like it's the exact same car you had before. Is there anything different? And actually, yeah, there is. So there's a few things that I'm actually kind of surprised about. With the 2024 model, and then of course this is a 25, so it's included as well. The big change was the upper dashboard and the bigger screen with Uconnect 5. I'm merging on the freeway here. Oh, I love the way that sounds. Anyway, and the Uconnect 5 and the screen is awesome, and I do like it more than some of the other screens because it's sort of like a or like it's a candy bar, right? Like it's on its side, it's landscape, not portrait. It's not too tall, but it's wide, and it doesn't overwhelm the dash, which I really like. And it's like feel like it's the perfect size. It's not too much real estate, but it's really clear and high definition. So I love all that kind of stuff about it. The Jeep itself is a 392, and AV put 37s on it. BFG all-terrains. I had mud trains on the last one, and mileage is always a problem with these things because they're not very aerodynamic. And then this has the 456 gears from the factory, which are perfect with 37s, and nothing's needed there. But instantly, what I can tell you is some of the changes they made to the 25s and 24s is additional sound insulation. So it's in the A-pillar where the windshield frame is. It's thicker carpet padding, some more strategic, I guess, foam in places, and it makes a really big difference. This also has the Mopar headliner pieces, which aren't as good as some of the ones in the aftermarket, but they do help a little bit. But I would say it's a full, and I haven't measured it yet, and I will. I would say it's a full 2 dB quieter out of the box than my other Jeep was, which is, 2 dB is significant. I mean, it's noticeable. This Jeep, my old Jeep had a couple wind leaks that I was trying to sort out. It was the end of a COVID car. There was a couple blemishes in the paint with some slag from production. That kind of always bugged me. This thing, the paint so far looks flawless. There's no orange peel, nothing bad anyway. No wind leaks. It's consistent sound. The panels are tight. No squeaks, no rattles. This also has the new T-case. Also has the full float rear end. But the thing that really amazes me is I asked AEB to give me the high capacity coils because I'll load it up, and I wanted to do the high capacity coils with the 5100s because I have other plans for upgrading, and I've got my old 8100s from them at home, and I just didn't want to pay for them again. And so I thought 5100s, which by the way, AEB's 5100 tune on a Wrangler are about the best you can get there. I've always been impressed with the 5100 tune. But with the high capacity springs, I'm thinking, it's probably going to ride like a dump truck on the way home. The butt's a little bit high, there's no weight in it. And I got to tell you, this thing rides phenomenal. And if it rides this good without any weight in it, it's going to be awesome. I've got the high steer kit on it, so steering on it's really good. The body's really tight. And then I've been getting so far from Detroit to here, which is 400-ish miles or so. The first 2 tanks of gas that I've gone through, I've done 3 in 653 miles. If that tells you anything. But I've been doing about 15, 16 miles per gallon. And so I think part of that is it's a slick top, right? I don't have a rack on it, and I'm not going to do a rack this time around for reasons we've talked about on the podcast. For example, it just higher center of gravity, and when I can be more efficient with the gear I bring, a rack just makes you bring extra stuff because you can. You're like, well, I have the space, well, I'll just throw everything up there. And then it blocks the antenna for the Sally radio, and you have to remove that, and just this little thing. So no rack, and then I went to all terrains instead of mud terrains, and I'll be interested to see. I'm not going to give you a number yet, but it will be interesting to see what exactly I get difference from when I brought my other 392 home and what I got, or what I get bringing this one home. And anyway, so far so good. This Jeep feels really good. It's really solid. Everything's tight. The work AEV did, phenomenal, and I'm just stoked to have it and be on the road driving home. So I guess that's it for now. At some point I'll do like a walk around with like all the AEV parts we did do it. Oh, and I might as well tell you I did a few upgrades already. So yesterday, before I went to bed, I took apart, is more involved on the 25 dash. Took apart some of the dash to install the Z Automotive Taser and the No Limits. So I've got the Taser, and the new No Limits is great. I wanted to get it for this trip because it cuts off the RFID for key cloning and stuff, so it makes it harder to steal. And of course, driving cross country, staying in who knows what places, and I don't want my Jeep gone in the morning. Removes the speed limiter, which I don't really care about that, but it turns off 4-cylinder mode, so you don't get that bad drone or the in and out of the 4-cylinder mode on the highway. And I don't think it's really affected fuel economy at all, so stoked to have that in there. And then, of course, the Taser does things like, forces rear-wheel drive, the two-wheel drive. It doesn't honk at you the 3 times you walk out with your key. and you can put it in reverse with the door open without it slamming you into park, which is super annoying. So there's kind of a few of those things, and it just makes the drive home that much nicer. So I'm so stoked. Thank you, Z Automotive, for sending me out the Taser JL Mini, and then also the new No Limits. And this is the new one. There's actually more features on this new one where instead of the No Limits being on or off, you can now toggle between different features on it like you can on the Taser, and they work seamlessly together, which is great. And then I also installed a screen protector for my screen on the dash, just because I wanted to, there's going to be dust and fingerprints, all that kind of stuff. And then I've got the 67 Designs 55 series rail, which is the mix of aluminum and 3D printing that fits really flush to the dash, so it keeps your phone and everything as low as possible. And because of the rail, you can mount their balls anywhere along the line, so I can basically have my phone and my iPad, or my phone and a mic for the radio, so I got to install that stuff when I get home. So yeah, got a few things out of the way, and otherwise, so far so good. Uneventful trip. Weather's been fantastic. Jeep is doing awesome. I'm stoked getting 16, almost 17 miles per gallon through some of this, and I'm doing 75. So there you go. All is well in the Sean Holman redemption run so far, and thanks for coming along. So I will talk to you soon. All right, so I made it to one of my favorite places when crossing the country, and that's Iowa 80, the world's largest truck stop. And this place is awesome because it's got a museum, it's got 24-hour services, food, all that stuff. It's got a giant store for big rig parts and accessories, and a ton of food. So I'm gonna get my Dr. Pepper here. But I love this place. It's family owned. I think it's the same family that owns the Catskills. If you go to the Truck Show podcast, maybe a year ago, something like that, maybe a couple years ago, we did a interview with them, and it's just one of my favorite places, and love the world's largest truck stop. So happy to be here. Let's go inside. All right, what's it like walking in the doors of the world's largest truck stop? Oh my gosh, they got so much beverage and foods and merch. Love this place. Wendy's, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, Dairy Queen, old Power Wagon, families, tchotchkes, and then they've got this famous restaurant, the Iowa 80 Kitchen, where all the truckers eat. All this dining area, and then one of my favorite things about this place is the big rig accessories. So they have a huge store over here, and it's awesome. Of course, you got all your leather, and your hats, and your boots, and your slippers, and big rig accessory heaven. Look at this place. So cool. So anyway, if you're ever down in Interstate 80 traveling through Iowa, and if nothing else, if you don't come here for the museum, and you don't come here for the food, and you don't come here for the snacks, you don't come here for the NFL chains, what you need to come here for is the LED wall. Okay, look at all these truck accessories. You need horns and mats, you need chrome for your Peterbilt. Get your grill messed up on the road, no problem. Stacks, pipes. And my favorite thing, the wall of LED lights. Woo! America. All right, Iowa 80 rocks. Before we get back on the road, here I am at the soda fountain. I fill up my delicious cup of Dr. Pepper to keep me up. And Jeep's fueled. Now I gotta get fueled for the road.
The
Truck Show Podcast is a production of Truck Famous LLC. This podcast was created by Sean Holman and Jay Tillis, hosted by Sean Holman, and uses production elements by DJ Omar Khan and Jay Tillis. If you like what you've heard, please open your Apple Podcast or Spotify app and leave us a 5-star review. And if you're a fan, there's no better way to support the show than by sharing it and patronizing our sponsors. Some vehicles may have been harmed during the making of this podcast.